All right. I think we're good.
All right. Is everything good?
I think so.
Everything's great?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm here because...
You are. No, Danny. If you say you're here because you're my last resort, you are wrong. You are dead wrong. But I did ask other people, and they all decided they were going to bail or have something going on, which is...
No, you got struck by the midnight accountant for the first time.
It was, I can't believe it happened, dude.
I can. I've been hit by the midnight accountant.
It's a bummer.
This time he hit me twice in 1 week. I mean, you twice in 1 week. But, I have to rearrange my whole week.
Yeah, it happens. But
so now I have the craziest day.
I could only imagine.
Because I kept pushing. I was like, oh, well, I'm open Thursday. Oh, I'm open. And then,
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things that, like, when that happens, I start trying to reschedule my entire day.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And I'm like, well, now I guess I can do this. And then I have to call the person that I said I couldn't do the thing.
Yeah.
That's the biggest pain in the ass. It'd be different if, like, I only had one person I knew. And then I don't have to, like, deal with anybody else.
No, we got hit with the midnight accountant.
Yeah, dude, he fucking, when he strikes hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing about him. There's no light tapping with him. No. It is like, yeah, bruh, I'll do it.
We had a huge. He was the first time he went up to, or he was supposed to go up to Preble for the frog pools. We had like a big thing planned for like do-rag.
Yeah.
Up until midnight, he told us he was on his way to Syracuse. And then he just never left Philly. So we were expecting him started at 5 p.m.
No, dude.
We went to bed at like 2 a.m. Woke up. Is Naive here? Nah,
dude. He texted you while he was still in the tub saying he was on his way. Yeah. I'm getting there.
He kept saying he was stuck at work. He's an accountant. He was accounting till midnight.
I mean, that's when I picture Naeem accounting at midnight, I do picture him having like the green brim thing over his head and him pulling things back and writing, him smoking like these numbers don't add up, bro. It's like, you're going to get audited, dog. It's like, fuck, dude. That is a problem for mainly. I just, it sucks because I know what it's like to have more than one job at any time. So like, I understand changing things around, but like, I don't know, there was sometimes like he'll be like, yo, I totally forgot about something. I'm like, motherfucker, dude.
Well, he says
some things seem more important than others, but nothing.
He says yes to everything.
Yeah, and that I can appreciate.
Yeah.
He will. That was like when I was like, yeah, no, Naeem will do it. They'll fucking do it. He said yes. He's like, this is going to be fun. Yeah. Also, I totally forgot that I'm going to be out of the country. It's like, you didn't think about any of that shit going on.
And it would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been fun. It would have been fun.
We'll get them in here.
No, I'm not that worried about it. Speaking of fun, that is not fun. And would you do this just to have your heart broken? And I know this is going to be a sensitive and touchy subject for you.
Oh, no.
Because it does involve dogs.
Oh, God.
So there is a new pill out that can apparently extend your dog's life upwards of 10 years.
Oh yeah, we've Jamie knew about this like 5 years ago.
All right, then she's in the know. Well,
but all right, I love both my dogs. They're great.
Sure, but
I'm only giving it to
Goblin. No. Man,
Ghoulies. Ghoulies great.
You're basically doing from the movie The Good Son, holding the dogs over the cliff. It's like, I have to let this one go.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I don't even have to ask why.
You met both the dogs.
I don't have to ask why. I know which one's going to die. That one's going to hell, dude. But my biggest... So it was on the news, and I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing that they're doing it. But what's crazy is that they have there is no known side effects at the moment. Like with the drug, they're like, we don't think any adverse side effects will happen with the drug. But the crazy thing is, because there's no known side effects, and you would think they'd just be like, hey, let's give the drug to all the dogs we're testing. They need a control group, so some of the dogs have placebo, which is crazy as fuck, because they did interview a guy like, what happens if you find out your dog has the placebo and you've just been giving this dog this pill for the X amount of time. And it was like, well, you know, he does seem happier. And like, they were thinking that they're also bringing in a psychologist because they think a dog's life can be extended, which I don't totally doubt. A dog's life can be extended if you yourself are in a good mood. Like a dog feeds off of vibe and mood, which I'm not going to say they don't. I've seen dogs be super pumped about things. I'm not saying. I think it's kind of like, you know, your dog is as happy as you're.
I guess a dog does make you feel better, but is that stressing the dog out?
What he's got?
Like, you're bummed. He's like, fuck. Gotta take care of this
I
idiot.
don't know what's gonna make you happy anymore.
Yeah.
Dude. No, I think dogs. That's the best part about dogs. Look, I'm not saying dogs can't be intelligent, but I'm gonna say for the most part, dogs are pretty.
Goblin hasn't had
Pretty
one
dumb.
thought in his entire life.
They're pretty dumb, and I'm pretty sure they're just like, yo, fuck, I think they forget. I think they forget problems. I've never met a self-conscious dog.
No.
You know, I've never met a dog who gets caught eating his own shit. It's like, God damn it, you guys got me again. I'm just gonna have to walk away from this. No dogs are like
Goblin forgets about like injuries he has. He broke his foot one time, and he'll just like, every time I put it down, it hurts.
I will say cats also forget about that.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Alex's goddamn
Same cat.
Fuck. Who just had $10,000 surgery. Almost maybe a month ago. Maybe a month ago, has now also consumed 99% of an entire rubber banana.
Jeez.
And then puked a lot of it up.
Okay.
Which was great, but also in the puke was a hair tie, an entire hair tie wrapped around fur and other shit, and it's like, I now am worried about everything in the house. I never used to worry about anything.
And you have a knick-knack heavy house.
I know, dude. Everything is like, I don't know what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat. And the stuff that I didn't think you were going to consume, you did. And I don't, like, there's nothing that I can do to get this cat to stop. Even though I did say, and I'm not like totally for this, but like part of me was like, when we got the cat back from the surgery, we should have spent like a day just smacking it. We should have just showing it all the stuff and just like, don't like, while it's in the cone, completely like, why am I subjected to this terrible thing? It's like, you gotta learn.
Think it's depressed? I think it's like,
no, I think the cat is bored. I think the cat's bored. I think that's what it is. And
you gotta give it things to do.
What does a cat do? Name something a cat does that a dog. Well, I mean, I'm just saying cats sleep 9 to 10 hours a day. That's in their nature. So it's like, what do you mean something to do? We have a bunch of toys out. She only wants certain ones.
Get a rodent problem.
Did for a while. And then we found out.
And it was too successful?
No, we found out that, or when we say we, Alex found out that cats are allergic or can be allergic to roaches. And apparently, if a cat eats a roach, there's like some sort of like chemical in a roach that can fuck up a cat. And that's like the last thing we need. So now we have all this powder shit around the house. It looks like a witch, people trying to prevent witches from coming in.
Fuck roaches, get mice.
Dude, so that's the other thing. The mice stay away because there's now 2 cats.
I know. And we need to bring them in.
You
can buy mice, dude.
Look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, if I buy mice, I'm going to have the biggest rodent problem ever because one of these cats will try to get them and is not capable. And the one that is capable is a huge pussy. So he's just going to leave all the fucking mice alone and then I'm going to be infested with rats. It's a no-win situation, dude. The one that could do it is not strong enough to do it. And the one that will do it is just like, it's you don't win. You don't win. And believe me, I would love to have a house.
How's the cat doing?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's also now more of a waiting game. I have to wait to see if this cat's going to do anything. And
we were watching a dog. First of all, they didn't like... People should give you warnings of like bad habits your dog their dog has before you watch them, you know?
I thought that was a thing you did.
Yeah, you should.
I thought that was pretty much across the board.
But this one dog got into the trash, ate only chicken bones.
Only the bones?
Yeah. We had wings, ate all the chicken bones, and I'm like,
Dude.
fuck. And then there was the, like, do we tell the parents? Like, is that on us?
Yeah.
We did tell the parents.
Of course,
We're
yeah,
like,
you gotta
got
be like-
into our trash.
It ate bones.
But it sucks because they were away. We had this dog for like 2 weeks. So if something bad did happen,
Yeah.
we would have had to taken it to the vet.
I mean, that's just, I think, look.
And I didn't like this dog at all.
Sure, but you wouldn't have taken it to the vet? You would have let it go?
I would have, but only...
Or would you weekend at Bernie's this dog when it when it dies? Just
I
have
definitely
it
would have tried to like delay it to just get to the parents.
Oh yeah, keep it alive enough. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah.
It's like when you open the door to something and it breaks right away.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what's wrong with
Yeah.
that dog. Yeah, I think that would be so difficult just to keep a dog alive enough.
Yeah.
Just as soon as you
Get
shut
like
the door.
IV in it so
Yeah.
it's still getting nutrients.
I mean, there's times where, you know, I've animal sat, not just dogs. The worst is like when you have to feed things that aren't dogs and cats or fish. Like I animal sat a tortoise once,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that tortoise, like, she was just like, oh, you leave lettuce out and it'll come and eat it. But like, there were times where I would leave it out and then I would leave and I'd come back and it hadn't eaten. And it went on like almost a day and a half. And I was like, what are you doing to me? Why? So then I had to like go and get it and like put it in
Come on.
Dude, I was like pushing the back of the head. I was like, eat this fucking lettuce, you
Like it was
idiot.
in the shell, you're like trying with like tongs in there.
There were so many times where I just laid on my back watching this tortoise try to do anything. And then the one time I couldn't believe also how much tortoise shit.
Really?
I wasn't ready for that, dude. And they don't shit, or at least this one didn't. I'm pretty sure most maybe normal tortoise do, but it shit in a line. Like it kept walking while it was shitting. So it just left this huge trail of like just gross, runny tortoise shit everywhere.
Dude,
It's not ready.
I watch my buddy Jared's dog. It pisses while doing a handstand. You have to wash this dog every
Well,
single time it takes a piss.
There's a lot of times when I'm watching your dogs where I know they're not thinking, but watching something stand still and just piss all over its feet, and then watching another dog walk through the pee and just like, I guess
That's why we have the baby wipes.
yeah,
by the door.
I gotta wipe their goddamn paws off, and I'm like, what are you doing?
And surprisingly, Goblin's more aware of it than
Oh yeah, he,
Ghoulie just is like, whatever.
dude,
Stomps through piss constantly.
it's pretty crazy. And then there was a time where I wasn't sure if it was normal or not, but like Goblin was taking shit and then Ghoulia was behind Goblin, but like licking his butt while he was taking a shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way that's good for the dogs to be doing. And I was like, you gotta just let this dog even though dogs lick their own butts and other dogs' butts, but I'm pretty sure poop coming out of a dog's butt is probably not when the dog should be licking another dog's butt.
She's just obsessed with Goblin. It's nuts.
It is, you know what? I don't think it's nuts. I think it makes sense. They're alone together all the time. They have nobody else.
Yeah, but it's pretty one-way relationship.
Yeah, Goblin seems pretty bummed. A lot of the times. I think there are times where he doesn't, he seems like he's confused she's still there. Like he'll walk into him like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I walked out of this room and you're still here in the morning, completely confused. But they're decent dogs. But I think when people ask you to a dog sit, they should let you know that a dog or a cat has a death wish.
Oh my god.
And it's not your fault.
We agreed to watch someone's very expensive parrot
You already fucked yourself watching a bird.
Yeah.
You already fucked yourself.
Yeah, not at their house. Their house, whatever. I would have just left it in the cage, fucking cleaned the cage, whatever.
Okay.
They wanted to drop it off, and we're like, we got dogs, and the parent was like, it used to live with dogs. It's fine. It's not going to. And I'm like, all right,
Danny, no.
and like, we didn't. I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna keep it in like a separate bedroom, check in on it. But anytime it was left alone, it was so fucking loud. We tried.
Yeah, man, it's a
it.
fucking.
It just would spaz. But if we brought it to the living room, it was fine. It would just like hang out.
So what kind? This was a parrot?
Is African gray a type of parrot?
What is African gray a type of parrot?
I think it was an African gray.
Sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
Sounds like the hippest alien you've ever seen in your life. This is the podcast with Ryan Shader. I'm joined by the one and only Danny Dubz himself. Thank you.
The only man that would show up.
So thank you for stepping up. You're just the guest that stepped up to this, dude. Thank you so much.
Guest.
Yeah, you definitely are, dude. You really made a difference in my life, dude. Right now, I'm gonna remember it forever. Did you see that everyone? First off, why it's new? I get why it's news, but I don't get why everyone cares. The SpaceX launch, or not the Bezos launch.
Yeah,
Katy Perry and all the chicks went up. Now, what I will say is everyone's like, these fucking dumb broads going to space. One of them was, actually two of them are former NASA employees.
Okay.
The one chick is, she went to school for, I can't remember her name, it sucks because she seems like the most, qualified to be there. She worked for NASA and studied aerospace technology, and then she got unfortunately raped, and then went on to be a civil rights leader to try to get all these bills passed into stopping.
You can't rape. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's noble.
She did that, and then she went back into aerospace science.
Okay.
So she deserves to be there.
She took a side quest,
dude, without a doubt.
Nice.
and I can appreciate I'm not standing for this rape. She didn't back down.
Yeah.
She went all the way to the presidency and the United Nations.
Hell yeah.
So, and what sucks is I'm such a dick. I don't know what this bill or law. I don't know.
Do you know the lady's name?
Something Nguyen. And I do know she's the first Vietnamese woman in space. Vietnamese American woman in space. I know that. And then the other one, I think she's just...
And her last name is...
Nunez. Like Nunez? Amanda
Nunes?
Yeah, Amanda Nunes.
She was former UFC champion. All right. Hell yeah. She's actually in the news again.
Dude, what is she in the news for? What does she do?
Might come back.
Oh, it's what? To Earth?
Beat someone's ass.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Now, why was she out?
She just retired. She had beaten every bitch's ass. Then she finally lost.
And then
she was like, I got kids.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of...
Like, I'm just going to do that.
How much money... What I don't understand is how much money do you make a fight? How much money do you make like a championship fight?
When everything's said and done, like, I think the purse is like $200,000, double if you win.
So 400.
I'm gonna say for Nunes. Well, Nunes, it's like tiered based on who the person is. Like McGregor gets paid the most.
Sure.
John Jones gets paid the most. But I think there's like rumors that Dana and the UFC always, despite the purse, always try to make sure that the champion gets at least $1 million.
Okay.
Or whatever, like bonuses. Gate,
so at least
whatever.
$1 million a fight. At least $1 million
when you're champion.
When you're champion. How much does like an undercard make?
I think as low as $40,000.
That's still, I know that as is low.
Yeah.
But I will never have $40,000 in my life. It just seems like, yo, is that what I have to do? My thing is, if you can get to like, I guess I don't know how it works. Not a champion, but like second place, I guess.
Like you're ranked.
You're ranked. You're ranked.
You're on the main card. You're
on the
not
main card. You're ranked 2. You're ranked number 2, and you stay that way for X amount of years. Like, and maybe you get a title shot, maybe you don't, but you lose, but you're still in contention for it all the time. How much money could you stand to make? And if you just kind of lived a regular life, wouldn't you be able to?
I mean, you could make a ton if you're a personality. Like there's people that won't ever be champion that are just fan favorites.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
And then you'll get like endorsements. You'll get
You got to find
commercials.
You got to find a gimmick.
Yeah, well, there's like like cowboy.
Yeah, but but everyone's doing the cowboy, dude.
I'm talking about literal cowboy sorority, but yeah, a cowboy in general.
It's just a crazy. What about that one guy? Who was that dude with the mohawk? Hardy, something Hardy, Dan Hardy, Jeff Hardy, British dude, mohawk, tattoos.
All right,
I'm not making this guy up.
There's a lot of the UFC.
I'm not making this guy up. He was like the bad boy of hitting his girlfriend or something really ridiculous, and then. He came to the UFC and he was just like a loudmouth, and then he got like beat up a lot. But for a while, I remember he was definitely all over the UFC news, and then definitely made it to a video game, because I remember definitely friends would pick him and then they just beat the ever living shit out of this dude. But
I know Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy, is that to do with the mohawk from England?
No, it's a black former NFL player, but known kicked out of the NFL for beating his girlfriend.
Look at that. The parallels. It is wild.
And then most notable UFC news, he used an inhaler mid-fight.
He used an inhaler mid-fight?
Like in between rounds.
Is that bad? You're not allowed to do that?
I think everyone was like, can you do that?
Are you not? Well, if you fight with asthma, if you have asthma and you're a fighter, you should be able to hit an inhaler.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Or
what?
Yeah, a lot of controversy about it.
It's not like he's going full Lance Armstrong and switching out blood or something. He's hitting an inhaler. What could be, unless there's like crazy drugs in the inhaler?
No, it was for sports asthma.
All right.
But everyone's out of breath. I would love an inhaler in between rounds.
Then, all right. I think
I never got an inhaler.
All right. I think an inhaler is fine. I think, are you allowed to drink water?
Yeah.
Everyone's allowed to drink water.
Yeah.
Because you're what? Thirsty.
Yeah.
Dehydrated. You know, what if somebody was like, no, you can't drink water?
All right. Yeah.
Would you?
That's fair.
I think that's crazy. I think if someone's like, I'm actually having a hard time breathing.
But I mean, everyone's having a hard time breathing in the corner, dude. I don't know if you've ever sprint.
Look, man, I'm not saying
not everyone's having a hard time.
Look, I'm not saying everyone's having a hard time. What I'm saying is, if you were like, let me get some oxygen. I think I don't see the problem with that. I honestly don't.
Everyone needs to be entitled oxygen.
I think they are. I think if it comes down to breathing and hydration, you should be allowed to do both of those things. If you're allowed,
it would help fighting.
If you're allowed to continue with like a gash filled with fucking Vaseline on your head, you should be able to take oxygen. I don't know. If I'm looking at it from like as long as you're not, doing a blood transfusion, I honestly think also you should be able to do a key bump. I think you should be able to do a small amount of drugs right before you fight. I don't think it would really, not like you're fucking laying down a white mountain and just slamming your face into it. Just a little fucking bump and go back into the octagon.
That would be nice.
I don't see
you're about to enter, they're wiping Vaseline on your face, check for the mouth guard, little bump.
Just a little bump.
Wearing a cup.
Get you in there.
Perfect.
Smack, knock on the cup, get back in. I don't see the problem with that. I don't really see, it's not like you're going crazy. You're just doing a little bit of a little guy.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't think it would help me one bit.
What, blow?
Yeah, not in there because one, you're impeding breath. I need breath in there.
All right, I guess
two, the moment we get to a clinch, I'm talking business with the guy. I'd be like, yeah. If we put our money together,
honestly, you know, it'd be great. This octagon.
We could get a Roth IRA together.
If we get put both bar in this octagon, I think this is a pretty good thing. If you just figure out a way to do it. Yeah.
Why don't we do something exciting that makes news? Who cares if we get DQ'd? The money's going to come back to us.
How about this? We both throw a fist. We both hit each other. When we fall down, we get up and talk about how we're going to open a hotel. In this hotel. It'll be a hotel within a hotel. I think, business plans would be off the charts in the octagon with blow. But you have to make a choice. You can either have oxygen or you can have blow. Actually, there you go. It's kind of like a video game. You get one power up.
One power up.
Everyone gets to choose which one they want. It's oxygen, blow, or what would be the third? What would be the third power up that like could increase your chances of winning?
Oh, some sort of painkiller.
Oh, that's a smart move. That would be. I mean, if I had to pick, I guess I would choose oxygen. I think it's either oxygen or the painkiller.
Yeah, the painkiller.
The painkiller is probably the best way to go.
Whatever, dude.
But I think that would also make you a shoo-in to lose.
I think you're saying if it's equal to the small bump.
Yeah, but I
can't do a full. I think he's submitted.
He's definitely out. He submitted himself by just falling into the corner. Yeah, I think.
Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? I don't think he's ready.
That would be, yeah. If you just did, then again, there's all. I'm pretty sure there are people who've already done that. I'm pretty sure there are people who have definitely been like,
perked out fights,
whack me out with fucking perks. I'm going in there to win.
I think I don't know the science of this, but I know when I was taking perks a lot, there was like a little bit of a little boost of energy.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty. It's probably because you're like I can. Yeah, I feel I can good.
do. Yeah, I can do.
I get it. I get it.
Mundane tasks now. Because like, dude,
you know, like getting punched in the face. Yeah, mundane tasks.
Well, I'm saying me personally, I never got punched in the face on perks.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a whole new world.
But I shattered my ankle, so everything was like you're doing everything on one leg, and
yeah.
I don't know if you ever tried to load a dishwasher on one leg.
It's probably hard.
But on perks, not bad, dude.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure everything's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure you're like, you know what I can do? I'm gonna go ride a bike off a ramp right now.
Dude, I felt like Daniel, someone who was learning the crane kick. Not when he did the crane kick.
Oh, just when he was on the things?
On the stump. Yeah, I'm like, look at this balance, dude.
Jamie, get in here. Check this out. Calling people up, just like, you got to come check out my balance. Unloading this dishwasher is a insane thing that I'm doing right now. Yeah, I think power up in the UFC or any type of fighting, you know, a combative sport, I think would be sick to do. But I'm also very pro juice. I'm pro juice. Yeah. I've said that before.
Yeah,
full juice league, without a doubt. I think we would.
Well, that was early Bellator. I don't know what the stance is now.
Probably not good.
But Bellator, Pride definitely did not give a fuck. Juice up.
Yeah. Pride was wild.
But I remember Bellator, the fighters were saying that in their contract, they're like, yo, here are the things we test for. Like, they weren't encouraging you.
Yeah, they're just letting you know.
Just to let you know.
Hey, we're looking for this stuff. Everything else, we don't even know what we're looking for. That's a pretty good cheat sheet on that. But I think It would be short-lived if you had an entire juice league where it wasn't just like it was encouraged, it was mandatory. It's not just like, it's like you can do it if you want, but it's also you have to have this certain level of anabolic steroids in your system to even compete, or else you're going to be ejected from the league. I think we would see some of the most ridiculous fights we've ever seen in our lives. I think we're there, though. I think we're there. We just don't want to admit that we're there.
I wonder if the weight classes would have to change.
What do you mean? I don't think they'd have to matter. I don't think they'd have to matter.
Open weight.
Everything's open weight. It's kind of like, all right, the way I look at this is you can have weight classes if you want. But the way I also look at this juice league fighting is if someone's like, I want a shot at the title. Like, you can go through it, but like if, say, the person, there's no weight class. It's kind of like, I am the champion.
You gotta have some sort of.
I don't know, dude. I
think it would be hilarious.
I think it would be crazy just to see how long this one guy can remain champion, taking on all.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know, but I imagine there's some sort of addictive value to steroids. Not like,
I'm pretty sure there's definitely
physically, or maybe physically, but like mentally, you're like, damn, if I keep doing this, I can get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Which I want to be on steroids.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Danny, I don't know if you do.
My, I'm pretty big. Do you set goals for New Year's, or do you?
Did I? No.
Any?
I have. I don't know if I have resolutions. I think I set deadlines. I think I'm like, I have to do this by this. I don't think there's no like, I want to do this. I think it's like in my head, I'm like, I have goals. I don't. Resolution is that simply a goal, or is it typically? I don't really. I think a resolution is way more liquid considering how many people break them. I think resolutions
because I think a lot of it is like they're going for a change in habit. Like, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to quit drinking, or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like
I don't think they stick to any of that crap.
But no, I set goals. I typically have 3, and I'm doing good. I'm doing good except for one. I wanted to reach 200 pounds by 2026.
Well, how much you weigh now?
170. And I've been trying really hard for 4 months.
Well, my girlfriend gave you Rice Krispie Peeps.
That's the thing. You know my addiction to sweet treats.
I know what it is. You gotta either stop doing something. I know. You have to stop doing something or start doing a lot of other.
So I just
things.
like typically don't eat a lot.
Yeah, you gotta eat more.
So I started training more, which increased my appetite, but now my calorie, like, I'm still fighting against that. So I started lifting weights.
Okay.
And then eating 5 times a day.
All right.
Trying to do the whole protein fucking count that shit.
Or you should.
I mean, I'm up 5 pounds. But it took 4 months and 200 seams, and I just want to go straight to the juice.
I think juice is not the way to go. I think you should start drinking egg beaters all the time. That's so much protein and so much crap.
Well, I figured out a way. I'm hitting the protein count that I want now.
Okay.
But it took forever to. I feel like my stomach needed to expand in order to.
Yeah, probably.
Because like getting some of the last shake of the day down was.
I can't even. Dude. That sounds disgusting.
It's so gross.
Dude, even that term, the last shake of the day, is a gross term. Yeah. I've got to get all of this down. That sounds disgusting.
But I'm getting there now. And then I'm doing like the creatine and like drinking as much water as possible.
Sure.
And it's just it's miserable.
Well,
and like, dude, I took one of I was like, I'll get on TRT.
Sure.
But I think I need to find a different place because I went.
What is TRT?
Testosterone replacement therapy, which is just them giving you testosterone.
Sick.
Yeah. I went crazy expensive, so I was like,
say, that sounds wild.
I found a place where it's like, oh, the test is free. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll know how much I need.
Yeah.
I just won't buy, because it was like $400 every 2 months or something. I was like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Or up to.
Dude, if you want testosterone, I know a guy who can get you testosterone. Dude.
Please. So
I'll find a dude who can get you the weirdest testosterone ever.
I took the blood test and they're like, actually, you're fine. And I was like, fuck.
Wait.
So they weren't even going to like subscribe me.
Because you had enough?
Yeah. And I was
Damn.
like, fuck.
That's such a bummer to find.
But
Like,
then,
dude, I'm still a dude.
I talked to someone about this who, I'm not going to, one of our boys.
Sure.
Who may or may not be taking testosterone. He was like, you just got to take, before you go in for the test, take a birth control pill. It'll spike your estrogen.
Dude, the lengths people go to.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
So now once I'm in a place where I can financially afford testosterone, I'm going to retake the test, but I'm going to eat a birth control pill before I do it. Dude,
you guys are nuts.
Dude, I've been offered every type of drug except for steroids. And
So you think the steroids are the way? If every avenue you've gone down has failed.
Here's the thing. I get obsessive. So if I don't reach the goal by 2026, I'm going to be depressed over the most. That's not a big deal. I didn't gain enough weight. But my brain will say that I am the biggest loser. Even if everything else goes well, all the podcasts take off. I get out of debt. I'm finally financially stable.
I didn't make my goal.
I will be so like
I'm only 189, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll think of all the times I didn't eat or I didn't go to the gym.
What a wild thing, dude. Just look, I'm never gonna say look, why don't you just be why do you want to hit this goal weight?
Two things. One, I don't know how familiar you are with the actual Eagles team.
I mean, I know.
Do you know who Devontae Smith is?
Sure.
Or wide receiver?
Yeah.
When he got drafted, I was very pumped. Alabama. I thought he was the right pick.
Sure.
And then all the skeptics were weighing in on it, and their big thing was like, and this line particularly really bummed me out. It was like, we'll see how he does in the NFL. He's 6 foot, 165 pounds, not quite a man's body. And I am exactly 6 foot, 165 pounds.
Yeah.
And God damn, that
look, and the way
I mean, him winning a Super Bowl.
I mean,
that
that's great.
Me.
That's great.
That touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm like,
at least you have. So here's the thing: you have like an actual person to like look up to and aspire to be that can gain respect. I have a fake Marvel character is the only person that I can be like, you know what, Wolverine did stuff. Nobody can.
Well, it's because you're not that into the UFC, but there's plenty of people.
Oh, I know. They're shorter dudes, but like when it comes down to like most people are just like, yeah, you have nothing, you have no pool. I think the fact. I mean, so wait, you weigh how much?
Now I'm up to 171.
All right, so I weigh 165. I think 165. Yeah. In my
head, stretch yourself out for 6 inches.
Yeah,
you look like a freak, dude.
Well, stretch myself out for 6 inches and then just live life where no one questions who I am or what I'm doing.
I'm so unstable. I'm so easily knocked over. You have a better time in a mosh pit than me. I'm
sure, I know that. I'm just because I have a low center of gravity.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
I'm falling all over the place.
All right, when we go to practicality, reach something on the top shelf in a grocery store, Danny. Shut up. Yeah. I can't.
It's not.
What are you talking about? Go anywhere where someone's like, "How old are you?" Yeah, get out of here.
But then, what else fucked me up? Working with fucking Dubz and fucking Foster. People I consider real men that do man things. Dubz was like, what he was getting me the tracksuit
Sure,
Dubz tracksuit, very
yeah.
sick. And the t-shirt, he was like, "What size are you?" I'm like, "Medium." He's like, "Dog, I've never printed a medium shirt in my life. Real man don't wear mediums." I was like, "Fuck."
Remind me to never ask Dubz for anything, dude. He's like, "Where do you shop? The Baby Gap?" I'm like, "Shut up, dude."
He also is against me wearing a 10.5 because he doesn't believe in half sizes.
Dude, you know what? I respect this. I respect knowing, like, believing what you believe. I get it. I don't wear shorts, and I don't take off my pants until around 11 o'clock at night.
No, I'm with you on that. It's business time. I put the jeans on. I'm getting shit done.
It's the way it is. I don't need shit from anybody.
I can't get work stuff done in sweatpants.
I don't know why
I'm in comfort.
I don't know why anybody can. But I'm also like, there have been times, so you would think, like, I would get home and then it'd be like 8:30. I'd take off my jeans, get in the hot tub, and then get out. You'd think that I would put on sweatpants. No, I just put on a different pair of jeans. And she's like,
ladies hate that.
I don't
Ladies
get it.
don't want you to put your jeans back
like,
on,
what are you
dude.
talking about? I'm like, what if I have to do something? She's like, what would you have to do? I'm like, anything. Your cat's eating plastic at any time. We might have to run out of this house and take it to an emergency vet.
The amount of times my wife has asked me to change my pants, and not for like better pants.
It's crazy. I don't understand women's level of comfort.
Yeah,
and I never will. But
I also don't get that many outfits. Like, Jamie will be like, "Look, I went to work.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming home and I'm taking a nap. I'm changing my clothes.
Oh my God.
Now we're going out to dinner. I'm going to go change again." I'll be like, "Well, what was? Why do the middle thing?"
It's kind of like I do think it's funny every time Alex will ask if I'm ready to go somewhere. And I'm like, what an irrelevant.
I've been ready since 8:30 a.m.
What an irrelevant question. I'm ready to go. I'm sitting here. I've been ready. You're the one who I have to be like, are you? Do you have everything? Do you have everything?
We already know what we're doing. We're going to whatever store. And then being told, like, all right, I'm going to go get ready. Why now?
Yeah. What are you talking about? I again, not judging her, but it is funny sometimes. She will leave the house, we'll get maybe not past the point of no return to the car, but then she'll stop. And I'll be like, we have to go back. Like, we have to go back. She's like, I don't have this. I have to go back for this. It's like, how much stuff could you possibly need that is that important that you just don't have on you at all times? And I understand women are going to be like, the pockets. It's the pockets. You can wear shit with pockets.
Jamie also brings multiple drinks.
Yeah. All right.
She takes up all the cup holders. Now I know why they say, like, ladies care about when they buy a car how many cup holders.
I just don't.
The whole center console's taken up with her drinks. Then she has 2 drinks, right?
Yeah.
We're going to the coffee shop. That's the first thing we're doing. Now we're inviting more drinks into the car.
There's so many drinks. Why is there that many?
And she's 5 feet tall. Like, how much drink could you possibly need?
Dude, women love pissing. They
that's a whole
love
other
it,
thing.
dude. They love pissing.
Every store, every coffee
All
shop.
the time. Gotta pee. Gotta pee. Which I can appreciate being, hydrated. That's fun. I don't think, and it's probably something against me, or probably something wrong with me. The whole 10-hour drive to Indiana, I think I peed twice.
I'm the same
in a
way.
10-hour drive. And the one time I just went pee because I had nothing to do.
Dude,
I was like, I guess I'll pee.
Jamie doesn't get that. Like, if we're going somewhere, I'm not going to drink water knowing that, if I have to piss, this could prevent me from
getting where I need to be.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's because you're thinking pragmatically and practically. They're thinking comfort.
Especially
I want to be comfortable.
Especially on that drive to like when we gotta go up to gas.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because you never know how long it's going to take you.
No.
I've gotten there in like an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I've gotten there in 3 hours.
Insane. An insane thing.
So I leave early. I don't want to pull over at any of the rest stops.
Yeah. I get it. I totally have been there. And I also have been on the other end where, there have been times where I've had to pee. And I've just pissed in something. And that is a luxury that women don't have. I get it.
Granted, worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, I will pee in something and throw it out the window. That is what I'll do. You don't have that luxury. And you know what? I think we should, if one thing that could come in a car that is like a thing you can just suction cup to your puss and pee out the side of, I don't know why more cars don't have. Like, there's got to be.
Yeah.
There's got to be a company that is willing to take
Step it up, Elon,
the
dude.
real
You're doing
the real
all this,
risk.
You're making fucking car seats fart, dude.
Straight up. Just
Figure out.
put a thing. There's got to be a thing in the front seat where you can just put your dick in it, and then it like comes out of like, when the muffler is really revving up and it looks like it's trickling out.
Yeah.
Why is that not a thing? I don't really get how we haven't come to this yet.
Or just, most cars should have like a little gray water tank that you.
Oh, that it just collects in there.
Yeah.
You just pull over and pull the. Yeah,
Why not?
I agree. I
mean, most like work vans, the whole back seat is piss jug.
Pix jugs.
So you can't tell me that.
There isn't
That's
a
any
need for
better.
it.
Yeah.
There's definitely demand. I also thought for the longest time that's how truckers I thought truckers had a thing. I remember
It's all
being
piss jug.
in the cab of like a big truck and been like, wow, this is crazy. And then I was like, where's the thing you attach your wiener to pee into? And
You're telling me you have a bed and not somewhere
not a
to piss?
toilet? What are you fucking
That's
talking
crazy.
about?
There's a PlayStation in here and not a place to piss. That's not.
Your priorities are all wrong, Jack. You don't need Call of Duty. You need Call of Duty because you got to crap somewhere, dude. I don't understand how we haven't come to this turning point in automobile technology.
Oh shit, we gotta listen to phone calls.
Oh yeah, we've got messages. We've been ranting and raving.
Mainly about piss again.
Yeah, well, I can't help it.
Hey, shout out Danny Dubz. Who had more of like a poop torso at the time of death? RoboCop after he got bodickered, or Anakin after he got flavor blasted by Obi-Wan? All right, later.
Who had Anakin did. Anakin did
Yeah, I don't really remember
because
Anakin too well. He was just like a hand on the top of the torso, right?
So what happened?
Remember?
So what happened with? I think what he's talking about. If you're look, man, if you're going on RoboCop, again, RoboCop was never really a poop torso at all, unless you're going on the remake of RoboCop, because in the remake of RoboCop, he had his entire body taken apart.
Yeah.
In RoboCop, the original movie, he only had his arm blown off. And he was shot in the head. Now, later, they did maybe some surgery to him to do that. But in the beginning, he was more man than he was machine before they started really fucking with him. As where Anakin Skywalker, dude, that guy had both his arms cut off and fell into lava. He was like,
Yeah.
He was pretty fucked up. He had nothing. He had nothing.
I know he had his head. I thought he had one hand. Or were both hands were fucked up?
You're talking about Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yes, he had both arms gone. I think both arms. I can't remember which one it was. What was that? The fucking third one in before they went to New Hope. So episode.
That's where
episode
happens,
3,
right?
yeah. Episode 3, that's where fucking Ewan McGregor cuts. Yeah, he fucking cuts his arms off. He's
Damn.
fucking. Yeah, he's just a torso at the end of it. And then they put him in the fucking thing and he becomes Darth Vader. So yeah, I would say Darth Vader was more of a poop torso than RoboCop ever was. Because RoboCop just had the arm. And even in the movie RoboCop, they said at one point in time, Bob Morton is trying to figure out what the hell is going on with his arm. And they're like, yeah, we could take it off. And they were trying to save it. They were trying to keep him completely a man for the most part. And he's like, lose the arm. And that's where they gave him the mechanical one. So yeah, Anakin Skywalker is way more of a poop horse. And that's another thing they never address. How RoboCop or how Darth Vader shit. They never address it.
Yeah, but that's like a futuristic. They could be on weird food pills and IVs. And
RoboCop's eating baby food. He's eating like a big rudimentary paste that like they have the thing. I remember as far as
maybe they figured out pure nutrients where there is no waste or something.
I mean, in Star Wars place in the future that's somehow also the past in that galaxy. Sure. You can't rule anything out with Star Wars, but as far as old Detroit goes,
do you think like those old pajamas, like as a latch?
What, a drop tent in his butt? Yeah, he sits in the chair. There's got to be a thing that hooks up to his butthole, unless, no. RoboCop doesn't poop. RoboCop doesn't shit or piss. The paste it probably gets all absorbed by his brain or something.
Yeah.
They never address it. But really what it comes down to is, and then again.
Dude, I think about that torso guy from Jerry Springer show.
Which guy?
Way too often.
Which one?
The main dude that with the long hair that would come back all the time.
I don't know who.
You don't remember Torso Guy?
No, I don't remember Torso Guy.
Yeah, there was just like towards the end. Remember when Jerry was like, I'm just letting it all fly.
I mean, I remember the most I remember from
like I'm talking like.
Is this before or after Too Hot for TV?
This is after. This is just like.
I don't remember.
This is Steve Wilkos is about to start his own show. He's become like a character in the Jerry universe.
So they had a torso.
This is
guy.
like. So I graduated in 2005.
Yeah.
This is me staying home from watching Jerry Springer.
Gotcha. I don't remember. I don't remember.
The mid to late 2000s, he was just like. Whatever.
So wait, what did Torso Guy do? He was just come out on a board.
He was a guest at one point, and then he would just like enter the show.
He would just drop from the ceiling.
Like you would literally just walk out, and everyone would be like, "Oh,
no!" Yeah, I get.
It was so weird.
That is the proper reaction.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, he's probably a nice guy. Yeah. Now that's another guy who's like, how much money do you stand to make being kind of like a freak?
I mean, does it even matter? What's he spending it on? Not paint.
Yeah, he
can't drive a car.
He's never gonna own shoes.
Yeah.
Wait, did he not have arms either?
He had arms.
He had arms, but no legs.
Yeah, he was just.
He came out like that.
Yeah.
Now he could get like cool shoe hands, something cool. But he, it's like there's a market for people who use their hands to do things. He could have been the Nike of finger hands or finger shoes. I don't know why he didn't.
Well, I don't think not that ambitious, I guess.
I don't think it's ambition. I think it's prejudice, dude. I think people were looking at him. You could even sell those. Like, there would be people who would buy those just to have them. Like, there are people who bought Trump's sneakers just to have them. Not like they're going to be wearing them out anywhere. Just like, yo. It's not like, well, Aaron Berg did a whole bunch, but that's a different fucking story. But anybody else would just be like, yo, I have these wild-ass sneakers. It's a thing in time. If they were producing little finger sneakers for people who are using them, I'd buy at least
like Heelys. That would be fun.
That's another thing. Why wouldn't you just do that to begin with? Why isn't there any
just roller skates
rolling around? It's a fucking. Why wouldn't you just do that? Just fucking.
I'm sure he had. I don't know if I'm creating this, but I do. In my head, I think he did move around on a skateboard.
I mean, that's also pretty sick.
Again, don't know if I'm making this up.
I'm not. Also, you probably aren't.
Also, the internet exists, and I've never thought about like looking them up. I just think about Like, is he still
just
alive?
crosses your
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just doing the dishes like, I wonder what that torso guy is
Yeah.
doing
Because
right
I was like, he was probably about 40 then.
now. Oh, he's dead, dude.
Yeah, that's how I'm like.
He's dead as hell. There's no way that guy's alive. And if he is alive, there's no way he's living well.
Yeah, he's on skateboard.
He's not, no, he's in a chair now. He's not. Skateboarding is hip and cool.
For some reason, I don't remember him ever using a chair. I think he just kind of walked around.
He's
on
got
his
an
hands.
old birdhouse that he's got to rip around, dude. He's got to show that he's still relevant, hip. He's reaching the children. If I saw a dude on a skateboard, I probably trust him more than a dude coming up to me in a power chair. If I'm a kid and a 40-year-old comes out like on a side, like just holding on to the nose and tail of a skateboard, I'm gonna believe.
Yeah,
that
if he
guy.
was doing sick shit.
Not even doing 6 jet, if he just rolled out like,
Oh,
hey.
no. If he's not good,
Oh,
I don't
that's-
like that.
Danny, what tricks could he even do? He has no legs.
Just fucking.
Oh, just
pop-
the.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go over a little ramp,
That's
maybe spin.
That's not a trick. Just,
Yeah.
like,
Like a
no, dude.
ollie, hand ollie.
No, dude.
If you could do that.
That, yeah, you know what? I would only
But if he's
trust.
doing it poorly, I'm thinking he hasn't spent a lot of time on that. Did he just
I think
acquire
it's
that?
wild.
How did he acquire that?
You're critiquing a guy with the. It's like, you poser, dude.
Yeah.
Do you even know how to ollie? And he gets up and flips and does a fucking nose slide on a rail. That would be sick. Also, kind of blows my mind there hasn't been a character like that in Skate. Where's the representation?
I am enjoying those videos on Instagram.
What?
Just people showing Skate. It's like their highlights are like,
Oh.
hey, I manualed this whole thing as Tyler, the creator.
That's pretty. Wait, is it the new Skate game or the old Skate games? Because I didn't know there was a new one. I know Skate 2 came out.
I think.
Is there Skate 3?
I think Skate 3 either just came out or is coming out.
Oh man, Skate was only good. I mean,
Or maybe it's a Tony Hawk thing.
well, they're
I don't know.
redoing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's
They're
not,
redoing all that
it's
stuff.
not that.
Oh,
I think it's a new Skate game coming out or whatever.
Skate.
I don't know. It just hit my Instagram feed of people showing off gnarly tricks that they did in Skate.
See, the only thing that's been hitting mine is the Hall of Meat, where they just show
Oh,
the people.
I do like
That's
Hall
the
of
best.
Meat.
That's the best part of Skate. It's just seeing how much you can hurt yourself.
Yeah.
It's fucking. I would. That's the only thing I would really do is I'd play the game to enough where I could get to like Danny Way's mega ramp or that big back fucking just storm drain like on the back of the dam.
Yeah.
And then I would go off ramps and then I would clip the videos and save them and try to make the game glitch when I hit.
yeah.
I would try to get my head to come out of my asshole. I spent hours doing that to a point where my girlfriend at the time was like, "You need to stop playing."
Yeah, ladies don't like that.
No, they don't want you to watch you have fun.
Well, they
Thieves of joy.
they don't like video games as it is.
I don't know.
And then
Seen
if
some
you're
that
not
do.
playing the game correctly, you're having too much
Oh
fun.
yeah, if you can't just
Jesus.
have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, they don't like that. At least do the thing.
No, dude.
They really hate when you're goofing.
No, dude. They hate. I mean, I would just like, you know, you have to date someone who doesn't know enough about video games. So when you are doing something, you're like, no, this is actually how you play the game. Like I would put like bombs all over my car in Grand Theft Auto and drive it to a point where I would just dive out of it and blow up a bunch of people. And she'd be like, what is the point of that? I'm like, actually, I'm on a mission.
Yeah,
I have to,
that's believable. I would be like, all right.
I have to kill all these people at like this stop sign. You know, it's like that's how you get respect and ratings points, and it's definitely how it goes.
All right, we're at an hour.
We have the last message. Play the last message.
Yo, Shaner, it's your boy Dubz.
Dog.
It's been a while, man. Yeah, I have a story for you. Just want to see your reaction to it. But, yo, you ever play with fucking dead animals that you come across? Like, I think me and my boys were having a party one time, getting drunk as fuck all day at my buddy's house, and we noticed like birds circling the woods next to his house. Went over there, found this dead fucking deer carcass over there. So I told my boys, yo, I'm gonna have a couple more drinks. I put on some crazy cowboy hat or some shit, and I put on these garbage bags as like an outfit, and I made my buddy come over there with a flashlight, and went into the woods, found the deer carcass, and I'm pretty sure I was just like punching it in the face and trying to choke it out and shit, and I mean, it was dead already, but still, man, the fucking hardness of his head too, man. It fucking hurt my hands when I was punching that shit in the face. Yeah, man. Just wondering if you've ever done anything like that or come across anyone that's done something like that, man. Daner, I love you, bro. Have a great day.
Later, Doug. Dude, you know what your boys always want to hear when you come across a dead carcass? Yo, I'm gonna need a couple more drinks. No, well, man, then leaving and then be like, yo, I need a few more drinks for this. Like, a few more drinks for what, Doug? And then showing up wrapped in trash bags, be like, yo, Doug is gonna fuck this dead animal, and I don't know why. Punching a dead animal, Doug, I'm gonna say right now. Don't know what your end game with that was. I guess, you're having some fun. And of course, a lot of people don't understand how dense and big and strong deer are. You punch a deer in the face.
If you punch anything, including a human in the face, the skull is hard as shit.
It's going to be, well, I think
a lot of people break their hands connecting to the forehead.
I also think, depending on where you punch a deer in the head, the way the antlers, which I can only assume, I don't know if this one had it or not, but the way the antlers are, the bones fuse even tighter around that.
Yeah,
so you have to understand, like, some male deer fight other male deer by slamming their antlers into their heads. It's like, that's got to be out of control. So punching a deer in the head is like, that's a one-way ticket.
Yeah, that would be my
to breaking your hand. That's a crazy thing. Now, have I done stupid shit with dead animals? Yeah, of course. But it's usually throwing them on, a friend's car for fun or blowing them up. I've never punched a dead animal.
Yeah, I don't think I've
can't say I have.
No, I don't. I threw a dead bird through my friend's living room window.
There you go. I'm pretty sure that gave him quite a fright. Pretty sure he was mad, bummed out.
Yeah, that I'm not a big prankster, you know me. And I don't know, because also, let me be completely honest, this wasn't too long ago.
You threw a dead bird through somebody's window within the last 5 years?
Yeah, like it was during COVID when everyone was still locked in
that's
their
the
house.
last 5 years.
Yeah. I was going through a run. I live in the same neighborhood I pretty much grew up in. And my buddy Rob was on my running route.
Yeah.
And everyone was working from home. So I went to go, I was like, it'd be funny. I'm going to go knock for him. And there was a dead bird out front. And I was like, yo, Rob. And I tossed the dead bird through his window. Because, remember when everyone was scared to go outside? So, the windows were open in the inner city for the first time ever?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Then it went right through the window. Like, he didn't have a screen in the window?
I slotted it.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's a 1 in a million throw.
No. I'm right out front of his house.
Okay.
He has the main window all the way up, and then maybe a 4-inch gap where the screen.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's still pretty.
No, I mean, I'm right.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Yeah.
I thought in my head you're from the street.
No.
I'm like, this
I'm on the
is
sidewalk. I'm literally Yeah.
I would never stop talking about it if I was from the sidewalk and threw a bird through a 4-inch slot.
Yeah.
That's
It
amazing.
was a crunchy, stiff bird.
Yeah.
So it was already flat.
Oh yeah, you had all
So it was just
makings
like-
for greatness there.
Yeah. I didn't know his wife was home.
Oh,
That was the problem.
that's always the problem.
And I don't really know her that well.
Again,
And now I
part of
think
the problem.
she thinks that that's the idea of me. And I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, that. This isn't typical.
Excuse me, we got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Look, when I threw that dead bird in there, I thought only he was in there, and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's just not typical behavior at all.
first off, I think you going up and I mean, I would accept that apology. If I was like, if someone was like, you caught me on the weirdest day.
Yeah.
You know, like, I thought I was just messing with my boy.
Yeah.
I would be like, yeah, that's a forgiven, forgotten type of thing. Like, I would have never done that knowing you were home. I thought it was just going to be him.
Yeah.
We were just really goofing.
Yeah.
That's a good enough excuse.
And she was taking like COVID seriously. Everyone was
Yeah,
scared,
that's no good.
scared of germs. You know what I mean?
You threw a
And I'll
dead-
throw it at that. Yeah. Like I completely understand
Yeah.
why she still
That's
hates
a
me to
wild
this day.
Jump the shark, dude. Like, are you scared of disease? You pussies.
Yeah.
Now it's in your house. She probably burned everything that
Yeah.
bird touched.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it
That-
was a bad move. It was just, I was walking up to the window to yell, yo, faggot. You know what I mean?
clearly.
And then I
you-
saw the dead bird. I was just like,
it was a joke.
yeah.
Dude, I've been there. I got caught smearing shit on a kid's like driver's side window once. Not a lot, but enough. But I got caught by his mom,
Oof.
who was then claiming she was like going to call the police because it was vandalism. Like, no, I know, Rick, I know. I was writing fag in poop on the driver's side window, and she was just like, "What do you do? What?" And I was like, "Is he home? If he's home, he'll vouch for me that he knows me." And of course, he was not. He had been out with his dad, so I was just
Yeah.
writing a slur in dog poop on the wind. And later that month, I was hanging out with him, and I ran into his mom. I was like, "You bet me had a very weird time."
Yeah.
You know, it's like you. I'm not that. I'm not that guy. I know you caught me doing the dumbest, most ridiculous thing you've ever seen that you never thought anybody would do. But really, when it comes down to it, I'm pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good,
That's
dude.
that's like the worst thing. I'm like, that isn't.
That's not who I am. It's not who. It's not me.
Yeah. I'm like, I've never done anything like that before. I'm not even like a big practical jokes guy. Like, I'm not.
I just decided to go 0 to 60 right away.
Yeah, when
dude.
nut tapping was a thing, I wasn't a nut tapper. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, I did it.
Look, this looks bad. I'm just saying. I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucked up, and you know what? It's all right. You know, you. I think if you were to apologize like that, which I had to do, you had to do. Wait, did you ever apologize to her? Did you ever have the opportunity to be like, look, I know what you're thinking. It's not me.
Yeah, well, I think so. She came to the Good Boy show.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be like, hey,
I'm sure. Yeah.
you know how crazy that was?
Yeah.
That I did that? She's over it.
Yeah.
She's over it. It'd be different if
But
she was...
I know that she's over it. But I still think she does it.
Yeah, she probably...
thinks that's who I am, and that's what bothers me. I was just goofing once
once
in a blue moon.
You gotta. How do you absolve yourself?
I don't know.
I mean, I never absolved myself with my friend's mom, even though I did. Like, we did hang out enough where like she did interact with me, but I could always tell she was like, "You are the grossest child."
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
that's how
world."
I feel. Just like, yeah, he's a degenerate.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, what do I have to do? Like, do I have to save? Maybe I should just start washing his car one day. Be like, look, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum here.
Yeah, maybe I should throw a live bird in their house. And that'll.
just pushing.
Should have brought that African gray to Rob's house.
Holy shit. This has been the Ed Podcast, Danny. Thank you so much for being the one and only on this show. Do you have anything to plug for the people that already know the things you're going to plug?
Yeah. Follow goodboy_comedy. People, after I did the Good Boy show, which oversold, they were asking if I was going to do it again or if I should bring it on the road. And I'm bringing it on the road. So if you're living anywhere on the East Coast, you know a venue, slide in my DMs, tell me where we should go next.
Man, you're gonna get some you're gonna get some wild DMs, dude.
It's already happened. Rumor is the boys are gonna be out Pittsburgh.
Whoa.
June 8th, if I remember
Pittsburgh,
correctly.
June 8th.
It's rumored. It might be confirmed later today.
It might be confirmed.
But the Phils are playing the Pirates out there.
Whoa.
That weekend.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't really care about baseball, but I like being in rival territory.
They're playing America's most boring sport on the grandest stage.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, look forward to that, everybody. Good Boy Comedy coming to a town near you on the East Coast. Maybe we'll get to down south.
Oh, I'm talking down south.
Down south.
I'm making some moves down south.
Southern Good Boy shows.
Little out west.
Wow, a little out west or a lot out west? When you say a little out west, you mean like
Midwest. I gotta bring 6 people, dude. It's so expensive to bring them to the West Coast.
Just a little out west.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at you, Indianapolis. I'm looking at you, Indiana. That's a little out. That's perfectly out west. Ohio, that's a little out west.
You're nailing it.
Call me old fat. I know. Wait, is Kansas is Midwest?
Yeah.
What's one right next to Kansas towards the right?
Missouri.
Think about it. Was that Kansas City, Missouri?
Yeah. St. Louis.
It doesn't matter. We're coming. So shut up and expect everybody to be there. We're going to kill it. And make sure you call a hotline, 833-443-5300. We'll address any common question, concern you have. And maybe any dead animals that you have minorly abused post-mortem. Yeah. I Look, Doug, I'm not saying what you did probably wasn't funny. I'm saying what you did was probably more concerning to the friends you had at the time. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not telling you to get help or not even change your ways. I'm just saying next time, just blow it up or something. Don't punch it. Don't punch it. We're going to switch it over to Patreon later.